Welcome back everyone, it's time to go balls deep into Nezuko!
What did he say?
미 합중국 대통령은 이에 예를 표시하면서 선의의 대화가 진행되는 동안
No, I didn't mean that. Here I was, thinking I was being blessed with doing the intro, but no. Adil just baited me yet again to say some sussy shit about Nezuko on camera, like, come on, man.
Oh, fuck.
Adil just baited me yet again, come on, man.
Anyway, after the most recent episodes of Demon Slayer Season 2, which may I say have been fire, I know that a lot of you have been probably sat at home wondering, ABD, just what is this Nezuko transformation? Nah, let's be honest, no one's thinking that. We just thought it's the best time to explain Nezuko's full story regarding all of the questions a fan would be wondering. Considering that the manga is finished and all, we can now answer them properly. So, the questions we will answer are the following. Number 1. All of Nezuko's demon forms and powers that helped kill Muzan. Number 2. What made her so special that even Muzan simped for her? And number 3, how did Tanjiro accomplish his mission to make her human again by the end of this series?
I don't know.
Right, now with that out of the way, let's begin with Tanjiro and Nezuko's story. Kevin?
Well, this is the story all about how I turned the anime industry upside down. So I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, and I'll tell you all about the first season of Demon Slayer. In some random village I was born and raised, being the family breadwinner, how I spent my days, wouldn't hurt anybody, had a friendly face. Then an old man was like, come sleep at my place. I'm not gonna lie, that was kinda creepy, but I had to admit I was kinda sleepy. Woke up the next morning, everything was fine. Nothing bad was gonna happen to the family of mine. And then I got home and oh my god, stop the music, what the frick?
Hello darkness, my old friend. Thank you. Round of applause, everyone. That was brilliant. Thank you. And so, with that out of the way, we know it was Muzan who turned Nezuko into a demon and actually killed the family because Tanjiro used his supernatural sense of smell to recognize his scent being the same one that was at the scene of the crime. The reason that Muzan killed Tanjiro's family was due to their connection with Yoriichi, the man that Muzan fears most. Because of the Kamado's ties to such a historical figure and the sun-breathing dance, Muzan targeted them with the hope of creating a demon capable of withstanding the sun, so that he could consume them and gain the ability for himself. We have already covered Yoriichi's story in extreme detail, so if you haven't seen those videos already, they will be in the pinned comment section for you. And also, please hit the notification bell for our channel so that you don't miss out on all of the future Demon Slayer uploads. Anyway, Tanjiro started carrying Nezuko down the mountain to seek help, but began to feel overpowered by the snow, until Nezuko woke up, exposing the fact that she had become a demon, causing the two of them to fall off a cliff. After falling, Tanjiro saw Nezuko standing in the distance, so as the loving big brother that he is and always has been, he sprints to help her. However, she began attacking him, succumbing to her demon instincts. Tanjiro, doing what he does best, tries to appeal to her human side, trying to remind her of who she really is. This worked because, well, he's the main protagonist and we kinda needed a story. But more importantly, foreshadows that Nezuko is special. After Tanjiro tried to call out to her, she started to shed a tear. It nearly worked. In that moment, she almost exited this primal state of hers. It's at this moment, just as Tanjiro reaches her human side, that the water Hashira Giyu shows up and snatches Nezuko to try and kill her. So Tanjiro does everything he could to get her back. Even after pleading to Giyu that she had not and never would eat anyone, Giyu decided to try and kill her, but Tanjiro fought back. Giyu knocks Tanjiro out with Nezuko watching, causing her sense of awareness to fully kick back in. She takes a glance at Tanjiro and kicks Giyu away to protect Tanjiro just how he did for her. This is what makes Nezuko special from the very beginning. Despite being turned into a demon, Nezuko, using the help of her family, both living and dead, was able to retain her humanity. The fact that she kicked Giyu away rather than just pouncing on him and eating him like she tried to do just moments before to Tanjiro when she first woke up as a demon highlights this. As soon as her family reconnected with her, the human inside became the overpowering majority of her mental state. So much so that she was even able to convince Giyu, the guy whose whole life and job is devoted to killing demons, to understand that she is different. We see the Kamado family help Nezuko multiple times, and this is a huge key as to why she is special, as you guessed it, like every other shonen, love prevails and destroys the villains. Woo! Yeah! Love! Yeah!
Yay! Start, motherfucker!
The Kamado family helped Nezuko save Tanjiro by their mother helping her awaken the demon art that, funnily enough, counters every other demon. Literally, I'm not even kidding, just stick around till the end.
Of course!
This is possible because in Demon Slayer exists a realm of nothingness where people go when they die. This allows them to still interact with others on the brink of death, as seen with Sanemi at the end of the story. Sanemi was on his deathbed and saw his mother in this world and said how he would walk with her to hell. However, he is stopped by his father and pushed out of this realm, and thus Sanemi wakes up again in real life. A similar thing is what happens with Nezuko. Whenever Nezuko has been severely injured or Tanjiro's been in danger, she has accessed this realm and her family has been there for her. This is how she was able to keep hold of her humanity and escape Muzan's manipulating touch. This is mentioned in chapter 52. It helps lead into the moments we explained earlier, as Muzan is usually able to discern a demon's location whom he has given his blood to, and thanks to Nezuko being taken into Ubuyashiki's headquarters, he'd normally know where to find them out. However, it is learned that, like Tamayo, Nezuko has unknowingly broken that bond. Later on in the story, we also find out Nezuko has a special blood, but like I said, please stick around to the end to fully understand what the hell I'm talking about. Now, since Nezuko isn't like any other demon, she does not consume humans for replenishment or power. So due to this, at Urokodaki's place, she was asleep for a very long time. I'm talking like 2 years, in fact. This is how she is able to continue living and retaining strength without having to consume human flesh, sometimes sleeping for months at a time. In fact, they're less like naps and more like comas. While sleeping, Urokodaki used a suggestive hypnosis on Nezuko to reinforce her mind to see all humans as members of her family, so that she needs to protect them and kill demons. This hypnosis made it so that Nezuko sees all humans in the image of her actual family members. There are moments where Nezuko protects a person and we see her envision them as one of her siblings, keeping her grounded to her humanity. This hypnotization was so powerful, it gave Nezuko an insane level of resistance against her demon instincts, being able to resist the wind pillar Sanemi's taunts with his Morechi blood, the most tempting type of human blood there is. Because Morechi blood is like consuming 100 humans instead of one. But instead, Nezuko, being a boss-ass bitch, was like, nah, I don't want that shit. You keep that to yourself, you creepy little man. All of this is Nezuko being able to cling onto her humanity, countering the Muzan demon DNA within her. Despite overpowering Muzan's control though, she is still able to utilize the insane power he gave to her thanks to his blood. In overall power, Nezuko stands out amongst demons, but not quite to the extent of challenging the likes of Akusa. However, she is still on par with some of the 12 demon moons as seen in Demon Slayer Season 2 Episode 6, when she fought Daki one-on-one. Daki literally stated that Nezuko, despite not eating any humans or acting like a demon, her power is equal to an upper demon moon, in which there are only 6 of them. You see, Nezuko has no normal makeup for a demon, being able to change her size at will. She can go from her full size at the time to a small little cute chibi shape to fit into small places. This allows for Nezuko to be able to move faster if she goes into a smaller size, and hit harder if she makes her body bigger and tougher. And she doesn't doesn't need to consume humans to get stronger either. She continues to grow in power naturally throughout the series, getting a major increase in power in the midst of battle, like in her fight against the Tamari demon Susumaru, where she lost her left leg after trying to kick one of the Tamari balls, but after regenerating she was able to withstand them. It's never really explained explicitly why she can continue to grow to such an exponential levels of strength in such a short amount of time without consuming human flesh, as the series has made it pretty clear that more humans a demon eats equals stronger they are. However, the main conclusion is that her humanity keeps increasing when time passes by, which means her love and protection for Tanjiro kept growing, resulting in her berserk form to be available later on in the story, as she could access more of a power through positive means rather than the selfish desire of being a demon.
That doesn't make no sense. My man.
But in this berserk state, she becomes more demonic looking, growing a badass horn with some sick ass tattoos growing on her body in the shape of flowers. This is the fully grown form of Nezuko, where she takes her adult shape, enhancing all strength, speed and regeneration factor. In fact, her regeneration becomes so great that she regenerates when Daki cuts off her leg mid-kick. It grows back quickly enough for Nezuko to finish her swing. Yeah, that's right, she literally regrew her leg in milliseconds. I'm talking like blink and you'll miss it. Daki even cuts her into different pieces with her head cut off, but she reattaches it all, blowing Daki up with her demon art. Tanjiro had to sing her a lullaby to be able to come back to her regular demon state. This is of course Tanjiro bringing Nezuko back to her thoughts about her family, reinforcing the hypnotism Arakadaki placed on her, keeping her from going out of control completely and further proving that her connection to family is what distances her from Muzan. This was a good boost for Nezuko's power level, since she learned how to control the form at will whilst fighting upper rank 4-hand Tengu with the Demon Slayers, exhibiting that she could hold off all of his clones on her own while still fighting onto her humanity. But before we continue, Adil, there you are. Me and you've got to have words, man. What is this intro on this? Have you read? Did you write this?
Don't mind him, guys. Anyway, where were we? On top of this, like any other demon, Nezuko has a demon blood art of her own that is unique to her. Exploding blood is the name of her art, playing on her ability to set her blood on fire and manipulate the flames created. It unlocked after being ensnared by Rui. Nezuko's flames caused Tanjiro's blade to turn red for the first time, increasing his damage on the spider demon, keeping him from dying whilst burning all the threads he had around him. Later on, Nezuko developed the ability to form them without using her blood, by creating the flames out of thin air. Her flames are unique as well, being completely harmless to humans, even healing them from poison, like when Tengen and Inosuke were afflicted by the upper rank 6's poison Gyotaro. Her demon art is also extremely harmful to demons, as not only does it burn them, but it also halts their regeneration to some degree. These flames are likely connected to the sun dance that the Kamado family had passed down to them by their descendants for 1,000 years. Nezuko's demon art is also extremely harmful to demons, as not only does it burn them, but it also halts their regeneration to some degree. These flames are likely connected to the sun dance that the Kamado family had passed down to them by their descendants for 1,000 years, thanks to Yorichi's will being passed down of the sun breath. So although Nezuko may not be a demon slayer per se with a Nichiren blade, her demon art still manages to carry the same effect. The Nichiren blades are crafted from ores called Scarlet Crimson Iron Sand and Scarlet Crimson ore found atop of a mountain that is bathed in sunlight, and so Nezuko's pyrokinesis carries similar properties. You could call it the demon version of the sun breathing technique. After all, a demon's demon art stems from their life as a human. This can be seen by looking at other demons in the story. Hatengu's split personality disorder allowed him to create clones of himself with different emotions, as well as Gyoko, whose upbringing in a fisherman village, as well as his unusual obsession with mutilated grotesque human bodies. It resulted in him having a disgusting disfigured body with fish related attacks. Nezuko's upbringing with the sun breathing and the dance of the fire god, as well as her family business having to do with selling firewood and coal, it contributed to her getting pyrokinesis. So to answer the question on why Nezuko was able to conquer the sun, well, one of the reasons is because Nezuko had never eaten humans. She had to rely on natural regeneration to regain stamina. She never tainted herself by eating a human, the beings who survived in the sun. Because of this, she became immune to the sunlight. Even Tamio stated in chapter 127, using blood samples from Demon Moon members such as Daki and Gyotaro that Tanjiro provided to her, Tamio was able to synthesize an antidote for demonism, which she successfully tested on one of Muzan's victims. She later wrote about her progress to Tanjiro in a letter. In it, she also expressed her amazement about Nezuko's blood samples he had given her, which had gone through multiple mutations. Her blood was changing, and this led her to speculate that the reason why she had not regained her intelligence and was not able to speak yet, it is because she is prioritizing developing a resistance to the sun, which is a theory proven true when Nezuko becomes the first demon in history immune to sunlight. Tanjiro was forced to expose Nezuko to the sun in order to behead Hatengu. It is for this very reason that Muzan is hunting Nezuko down, as Hatengu was able to inform Muzan of her immunity before dying. Muzan believes that if he consumes Nezuko, he will also be able to be immune to the sunlight. This was the reason Nezuko was deemed the chosen demon by Muzan. This is because Sumiyoshi Kamado had passed down the Hinokami Kagura dance through his family as he had promised he would to Yorichi. Nezuko's willpower to stay connected to her humanity and their connection to the sun-breathing dance was key in keeping her alive as a demon without being hunted by slayers or destroyed by daylight. This is why Tanjiro, who took the same medicine as Nezuko, had the same results when he became the Demon King. Being a Kamado family member just like Nezuko, he too survived the sun, but love and humanity is what brought him back to the surface again. As we all know, all the demons we have seen in the series are redeemed after regaining their consciousness and humanity. Tanjiro helps them through the process. During his human years, Muzan fell ill. A doctor created the blue spider lily medicine to try and cure him, but instead, before the treatment could be finished, Muzan threw away his human side, killing the doctor that tried to save him. He actually loved being a demon and killed people to sustain himself, falling into sin even further for 1,000 years. He abandoned all of his human morality and became evil to the core, calling himself a natural disaster that is necessary on Earth to Tanjiro, thus becoming unforgiving. In Japanese tradition, red spider lilies are associated with the afterlife. The red spider lily symbolizes death and reincarnation to the Japanese, and is often found during funerals because it is also a symbol for missing memories and abandonment. The saying regarding red spider lilies is that they invoke memories of the dead one last time before crossing the Sansu River. All who wish to enter the cycle of reincarnation must traverse the width of it. The blue spider lily we see in Demon Slayer doesn't actually exist, but what the creator of the Demon Slayer manga has done is created an antithesis to the meaning of the red spider lily, which all comes back to you losing your memories and being thrown into eternal damnation into hell, especially the whole thing regarding the curse that Muzan has and bestows to others. We see this motif with all the demons, such as Kokushibo and Akaza. They said they lost their memories after they kept feeding on humans and lived as demons for hundreds of years. Kokushibo said that the only thing he could remember was Yorichi's face, but everything else was a blur. He says this himself in chapter 174, that his memories from 400 years ago only started to come back due to his trembling sensation of death. Akaza also mentioned this in chapter 156. The only reason he stopped is because of his memories regarding his loved ones, and his humanity was remembered remembered and brought back. Furthermore, all demons Tanjiro and the pillars kill, they regain their memories and leave damnation after losing in battle or realizing the truth. We even see this in season 1 against Rui, the spider demon. So essentially, in episode 1, when Tanjiro saw Nezuko as a demon for the first time, the first thing he made her remember was her loved ones. He then made sure that Nezuko would never harm, kill or eat another human to satisfy her hunger and fall into damnation like the other demons. Thus, her link to Muzan was severed, as Tamio stated around chapter 56. Muzan hasn't been forgiven by anyone, so he's not going to be redeemed by the end of the manga, and he dies alone just as he fared when he was born, as no one cared about him as he was stillborn and they considered him weak. It all comes full circle as he ends up in the hellfire alone. This leads us to chapter 185 and the cure Nezuko received to turn human again. Tamio was one of the very first demons converted by Muzan. Tamio fell ill with a life-threatening disease and began seeking a cure, which is how she first came across him. Muzan hid his true intentions. He offered to treat Tamio's illness, and when she naively accepted, he swiftly converted her into a demon and left her to run rampant around the town. It's noted that she killed not only her husband and children whilst on this rampage, but also a number of other humans. After the realization of what she had done to her family sunk in, she fell into a void of despair and depression. She served Muzan and was oppressed, but Muzan was defeated by Yorichi one night, and then Yorichi decided to let Tamio escape. So after that crucial event in her life, she somehow managed to survive by consuming animal and human corpses. She recalls that Yorichi said that he believes in her wish to defeat Muzan, so she went against her eternal instincts and refused to attack humans, despite all the pain that she felt. After this grueling period, Tamio regained her sanity and proceeded to set up a life in which she could study treatments for demonic cures. After about 200 years of study, she met Yoshiro, a sick young boy with nowhere to go, and successfully converted him into a demon with his consent. So with this extreme knowledge of understanding demon and human DNA, Tamio felt it was time to kill Muzan and help others that suffer her problem. She got help from Shinobu to create the medicine that turned Nezuko back to a human by mixing her special blood. This medicine also played a key role in Muzan's demise, as the research that went into it was expanded upon at a later date by combining it with a second potion, an aging one, which became the second stage of the anti-Muzan drug. This made him age 50 years in 1 minute. After some hours, it meant Muzan's biological age became 10,000, hindering his physical performance. The third stage of the drug was formed by Tamio to stop him splitting into 1,000 pieces to escape, like he had done in the past against Yorichi, with the fourth and final stage being cellular destruction. Aided by the aging stage of the drug, this caused Muzan's cells to slowly regenerate and expire. Obviously, Nezuko didn't take this version of the drug, but a different version that eventually turned her back into a human as she rested with them whilst the others were fighting Muzan. She then ran to Tanjiro when he was in trouble, as her father woke her up in a dream to go help him. As she arrived, she became fully human and had to help Tanjiro and stop him from becoming the Demon King, bringing the story full circle just as Tanjiro had done for her in episode 1. She must perform the same selflessness to her brother, bringing his humanity back and reminding him of love and family. So with Nezuko human again, her story continues with Zenitsu, which you could watch here. They get married. Go watch it right now. The link's right in front of you. Go watch it. Yeah, come on. Click. Yeah, bye.